This is a fresh package. I vacuumed all the loose fibers off. Great. That's a good little side note here. Put this back in there. So this is the roller sleeve for this. And I will tell you, ever since I was turned on to this by my landlord, actually. He says he does all of his apartment with the 18-inch, whatever the largest one he could possibly fit on the job. He always does the larger. So now the trick to this, there's a couple of tricks. One, you want to get it centered. You don't option to not center it. But what you do want to do is contain these clips because they will loosen. And then you just want to contain the frame itself to the extension rod. And you want to keep, because what it does is over time, this thing is really heavy and it loosens up. Purdy didn't make a strong enough lock, and I've had them fall right off mid-roll, full of paint, you know what I'm saying? And you don't know when it's going to. So what we're going to do now, we're going to make sure this puppy doesn't fall. I'm going to take it and put tape right here. Just like that. And that takes the retention off. And then just do a fold here, like that. It's nice and easy to pull it off when you want to. Now we're going to do the other side. This is very, very specific tape. It just says made in Canada inside. So of course it is made in Canada. It's a very expensive tape as well. Well, it's actually not, to be honest. It's like, you can get it for $12 a roll, like, and that, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they gave me the old price because I was a repeat customer. But I ordered like, a box of 40 of them, and that was the only way that they would send them to me from their company. So this is called containment tape, and that's what I use to hold these extension rods. After a while rolling this 18-inch roller, it does get loose, okay? So now I've got that locked in. Oops, I forgot to give it a... Dang nabbit. Yeah, you always want to give it a little lip so that you can easily remove it. And look what I just did. That's all right. This side has one. Anyway, we've got that contained. It stops retention. Okay? Now that roll is an 18-inch microfiber half-inch nap. Where's my rod? I have a... One second, guys. Where is it? Underneath. There it is. An extension rod here. I do have the Purdy one that clicks right in. You just hold the button and it clicks in. But I just twist them on. I feel like, that, I forget what it's called, is a specific for it. That's literally worn itself out. It's 13 years old, so it's worn itself out on the button up here. So now I just twist them all on. This is a cheaper one. Sherwin-Williams didn't have the one I wanted at the time. So anyway, this is the system we're going to be using. And down here is the tray. So we got the paint. over. I'm just opening this paint real quick. Voila. Okay. And there we go. I've already cleaned that tray out. It's freshly cleaned out. Oops. My bad. All right. I've learned to always just scoop these out well. And I'm also going to on. Even though it's empty, I may end up with a gallon container at some point. So, whoops. So I'm going to be putting my, we'll just be chilling just in case I need it to clean something, whatever. We've got my tray, doesn't have much paint in it, but we'll work it out. 18-inch roller compared to a 9-inch frame. This is the regular old normal 9-inch frame, and that is the big behemoth for commercial use nowadays, which I love it. All right, we're gonna start where this is super long. Here, I'll give you a video. It's about 28, maybe 26 feet. And it's probably like 32 feet that way, 30 feet. And then it L's off in there. So I'm just gonna start down here. I'll L. What's happening, guys? Ruben, number 1, and Anthony. Man, I always get messed up on the Malgizio. Man, I wish I knew how to pronounce that one. That's a damn good, rich and fine. The thing is a spot right here that needs prepared and repaired, whatever. If that we were attacking stuff like that, I'm just gonna go put a little bit into that real quick. I don't have my sleeve dipped yet. Good. One moment. Get this wet. Hell yeah. But we are tough, so it don't matter. We're tough people. Hey. Let's go. All right. Get this wet. Now this caulking will shrink again, because remember, if you've been watching, I did do this morning. I've already filled this once today, but it's water-based, and when it dries, it releases water and it shrinks. So it is what it is, but there's good news. It was that easy. There's a fan going right here, so that's going to harden up quick. So therefore, by the time I get back over here, good enough to roll. All right. So I'm just going to give you guys like a long view, and hopefully you don't run away like you already did. Here we go. Water. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need more paint than I have. But, alright, I don't need this caulking done. I got a rag on me, that's good. I got my paintbrush, I have a multi-tool 5-in-1. Alright, I'm just going to go right here. This is where I start. Come on, baby. What you guys been up to? Here we go. Standing on business. Wow, that's big time. Alright, there's another thing I gotta do. Let me feather this line. Alright, these little sideburns, they scratch against the wall. It's the only thing I really just can't stand about this system. The sleeve doesn't really get as close as a 9-inch roller would. You can put a 9-inch roller right up against the wall. You can't do that with these 18s. But these 18s will get twice as much done. Here we go. want that wall to be cream cake batter. Now, I got this big old table in my way. But am I gonna let it defeat me? Hell no. We just got started. I have the light completely cut in. Always make sure your drop cloths are effective, because when you're doing the ceiling, you're looking up a lot, and it's easy to kick a drop cloth out of place on accident. There we go. Always pick any boogers you find on the ceiling. Just take them. Take them right away. You don't want to leave them on that ceiling. I mean, if you want to do a sand, a lot of people will do the first coat and then they'll do a stick sand over everything, which is great. That's good. I usually do as well. But if you see a big booger, there's no sense to leave it there and create another scar for you to have to fix later. You can just wipe it off now and then roll over it with the right way, and then you're not leaving that scar. Alright. We're looking good, everybody. Making my way to you. Here we go. Right. Here we go. Remember, first coat is always the hardest because it's so dry and you're fighting other stuff like boogers or whatever the heck. Oh yeah, like coffee stains, you know, stains from food, etc. and so on. So it makes it a little harder to lay that first coat, but once you got that first coat in, you're good. I really like what the plastic and the tape does. It takes away a lot of suspense while you're rolling. If you deduce, you completely remove the option of something bad happening. It's like sitting on a beach in the Bahamas, sipping a pina colada by the time you're ready to do the damn thing, you know? Here we go. Alright. Gotta get caught up here. Here we go. Little booger. So, the microfibers, they got a little bit thicker material that they're made of, and sometimes they'll come with loose fibers. All rolling sleeves come with loose fibers, but these ones have really thick, and they're very noticeable. So it's good to just grab them when they fall out. Now, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I vacuum. I take the Festool vacuum and I just run it down the whole thing, especially the edges, and that gets a lot of the loose fibers out of there. But, you know, you'll work them out individually later on as you go. Huh? You don't want that. I always try to remove any areas that don't need to have that there, because it's really, if you're going to have to fight that color later, you want as little bit on the wall as possible. You really just want to carry that line for that bead of paint to not have to fight itself. So right now, I'm just straightening my pattern out, my roll, and giving it that professional, formal roll pattern. So we squared it up. I'm gonna pull this. Uh-oh. There we go. Pull this over here for now, because we don't need it down there. We need it right here. Here we go. Let's straighten her out. I'm gonna give half. Run. Half. Run. There we go.
Hey, that's a big roller.
Yeah. Save you a lot of money.
Yeah, that's nice.
A lot of money. My landlord turned me on to it.
Yeah?
He said, I'll let you do the building. He said, I want you to do this job, but I really want to show you this roller, and I'm not going to give you the job unless you do it my way. And he showed me it, and he said, just go buy it, and I'll give you the job. I was like, well, in the middle of winter. And he was like, how'd that feel? I'm like,
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, that thing.
yeah, man.
She must have him at the dog park at Smith,
Oh, okay.
because he's not in the apartment.
Okay.
So that makes me happy. Because that was a long time we were alone. Hi, Travis.
Hey! Yeah, so ever since I've been like turned on to him as much as possible.
Sorry?
Oh, so ever since I did that job, I just love them.
Oh, the roller.
Oh,
Look
that
at this
just
roller.
love them.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I want one.
Yeah, they save money. They're like $80. They are a little bit expensive,
Yeah.
but I mean, if you do one job with it, you save in the first hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
looking good. Hey, we won our first game.
Hey! Congratulations!
And the Americans got a silver.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they got the Swedes, but that's okay. They still
I mean,
play.
it's really not our national.
No, and I think it's the first medal one in that
Wow.
type of curling.
Well, God bless.
The
That's
two-
really great.
Yeah, so that was kind of special.
And you guys got to watch it there?
We only watched it for 10 minutes because our game was starting.
Right.
But
Oh, wow. So you guys were playing while they were.
yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So
Playing curling while your
inspired us.
national team is playing. And you won.
It's our first time we've won.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's right.
So our record is 2 losses and 1 win.
Oh, that's beautiful day. Beautiful day.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with that.
So I'm just gonna do 1 coat and then peel out.
Okay.
We'll let it harden up good and set well.
All right.
In the morning we'll come back and give it
All
another
right, that
try.
sounds good. I'm gonna go change out of my curling stuff.
Yes. Oh. Yeah. Come on. Nice. Alright, this is where it's gonna get real long. And I didn't prepare for that. Damn it. Alright, we gotta save the scar line. I've got just enough to make sure. Ooh. Oh. Ah. There we go. Come on. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Nice. Here it is. There. Just trying to feather that line. Good. You made a new scar. It's all right. It's part of rolling. That's part of rolling. There we go. All right, if I hurry, I'll be all right. I'm gonna pour some paper. Use that tomorrow. covered. Just for ergonomics, we're gonna be putting that tray there. How's it going, Ann? Yeah, we're getting it. Let's do it. Look, 18-inch roller. Plenty of paint. Floor is covered. Fun. This. Oh yeah. Oh, gee, right in my eye. Oh, there. Right in. That paint just went in my eyeball. Yeah. Okay. See how that last one I feathered off the outer edge? It's called a scar line. And they literally, if you leave them too long, they'll harden up and you can't get rid of them. Get this long, thick bead of like a holiday. Come on. Nice. Oh, here we go. Man, I can't wait till all them work out. Gosh. Oh. Same time. Stop any scarring from happening. Okay, so there's two lights in the way. So we'll have to do between those two lights, and then we'll be able to get around them. So I'll just leave a little here. Come on. We're just gonna finish it. You can't have scarring if the whole ceiling is covered. So let's go. Okay, now I'll go fight that scar and that scar. This would be right and left side, because I had to get the middle. You need to feather out what you laid. Cool. Now after I feather this side, now I'll basically be able to just finish. One more. Here we go. Here we go. Now you hear that sliding against the trim? I put containment tape on. Wherever it slides, it won't be making black marks. And that's a huge factor here. Alright, let's get this inside edge. Here we go. Here we go. Whoa. Thank you. Nice. That was perfect. Ooh. Last roll. One more to cap it off. Nice. All right. Right at the end. Oh, we got that. Two cut-ins, one roll. I like to, my first coat, especially on like ceiling, anything, I do really like to let them sit overnight, if I can. That's done. We're gonna bag it up, peel out of here, let these guys get some food. There we go.